you send your information to? I mean, just think about your business and who are you reaching out to?
There's marketing efforts, there's sales efforts, there's customer service efforts, all of those customer emotions and data, all live within the CRM.
For you to be a successful thought leader, you need to be somebody who is thought of when people think about your subject.
At Growth, we strive to do great business with companies who do great business.
And once again, welcome and everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. Really excited to have you guys here. Past me just said, thank you everybody for joining. I am really excited to have everybody here. Appreciate you guys joining in on time. We do try to keep these things very respectful to your time, and so we want to get started pretty much right away. As always, my name is Rick. I'm the host of our micro lessons and community manager here for Growth. And joining me today, I have the other Richard from Growth, Richard Walsh, our marketing specialist, marketing operations specialist. Rich, all yours, man. Take it from here.
Awesome. You know, that intro is awesome. I love it. All right. Well, thanks everyone for having me here. I'm super excited to talk to you all today. So we're just going to kind of just jump right into things because as Rick said, we have a limited amount of time. So who am I? Well, I'm Rich from Growth. I'm the marketing ops specialist, and I have a deep passion for solving everyday growing pains in businesses using AI and automation. I'm a giant nerd. I love Star Wars and comic books. I've got lightsabers and all that downstairs. And I also love trying exotic foods. I once ate a live octopus. Done it once. Don't need to do it again. I'm good. And I also co-host the That's Growth Ops podcast with our CEO, Christopher Nault. It's a weekly show where we dive into discussions around ABM, RevOps, Growth Ops, really anything that's on our minds. And you can find that on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. So what are we going to learn today? Well, we're going to cover a strategy I use to help create content, whether that's written or video. I'll then touch on Omnipresence, its importance, and how to be everywhere always. And then we'll chat about the content engine itself and what that's all about. So let's just dive in. So here's the deal. 62% of marketers say that creating engaging content is their biggest challenge. And about 70% of marketers plan to spend more time on content marketing, but really only 50% have a documented strategy. So what's happening is marketers are spending way too much time planning. It's taking them months to put together a great strategy. And by the time it's executed, you've missed the boat. And, we're not taking actionable steps. We're not proving our MVP. And this means that we're really not responding to what our customers are saying or what our audiences really want. And instead of being stuck inside of planning, we need to get out there and just really start producing, test our ideas, validate our hypotheses, and see what sticks. And to do this quickly, you need a framework for creating content. And more importantly, you need a system or process to really streamline everything. So one of the pieces to this is putting together this content framework. And I like to start this way by identifying the core problems of our audience. Okay. So you need to really think about what your audience is trying to do daily, the job to be done, the one thing that they're trying to do. So for example, that could be to market and attract new customers. And then you need to think about what those obstacles are, like a difficulty in identifying and reaching the target market or challenges in lead qualification. And then we take these and break them down and start tackling them head on. So here's a concrete example for you. Again, just like I said earlier, your job is to market and attract new customers. Well, what are those obstacles that are in the way that they're experiencing? And like I said before, difficulty in identifying and reaching their target market, challenges in lead qualification, managing and nurturing those leads effectively. And then as we kind of dig into it, we need to start looking at, okay, well, how would we solve these problems? And if you broke it down into like 5 steps, what would you tell your audience to do? Well, number 1, understand who to target. Step 2, research market needs. Step 3, choose the right channel, so on and so on. Now, each step is crucial in overcoming the obstacle and making progress. So once we understand the obstacle, we need to also get a sense of the limiting beliefs that our audience has that's holding us back. Okay, so in understanding who to target, your audience might believe something like, I can't pinpoint who my ideal customer is, or my market's too vast, I don't know where to start. If I choose wrong, we're going to waste time and resources. There's a lot here. I try to always list out about 7, and there's a reason for it, and I'll get into that at the end. But if I were to sit here and think of every limiting belief, we'd be here all day. Now, if you're struggling with coming up with limiting beliefs, one tool, I'll throw it up here in a sec. It is a pro tip using a ChatGPT prompt. So you could say something like, my target audience is, insert your target audience, and they struggle with X problem. To solve this, they must, whatever that step is, in their own words, provide 7 limiting beliefs or perceived obstacles that my audience may have. So, if you are in the weight loss space or whichever, buying healthy food is hard, buying healthy food's too expensive. Now, I'm going to be honest here. ChatGPT prompt is really great for getting started, but the best thing you could do is interview your customers or have your sales team record their calls, review those calls with them, extract the info from there, because there's nothing better than having what an actual human is saying to you rather than what the AI is. Now, once you have those limiting beliefs, you want to kind of turn them upside down, and you want to change them from a limiting belief into a solution using solutions-oriented language. So we're going to rephrase some of these limiting beliefs into action-oriented solutions. So we can take, I can't pinpoint who my ideal customer is, and turn that into how to pinpoint your ideal customer with laser accuracy. This is a shift in mindset, and it's key because it helps you move forward and gets the audience to start taking action. Now, you want to do this exercise for each of those limiting beliefs that you came up with. So another example would be, the limiting belief, if I choose wrong, I'll waste time and resources. You could turn that into how to choose your market without wasting time and money. And again, this is just to kind of percolate the ideas for you when you want to start creating content. And if you already are creating content, that's great. Look at it from what is my customer looking for so that you can really try to help them and provide value. And if you do this right, what you're going to get is something like this. One problem is about 1 month of content. So let's break that down. If we have 5 steps to solve that problem, that turns into about 5 weeks. So 4 weeks plus a bonus week for all the math nerds here. And then 7 limiting beliefs per each one of those steps becomes a content piece per day. And what you end up with at the end of the day is an entire month's worth of content ideas that you can start to use in videos, in blogs, in social posts, etc. Right? Now, next up is the Omnipresent strategy. Now, imagine being everywhere that your audience is daily, engaging with them, educating, and inspiring across all of your channels. It's about creating a seamless presence across the customer's journey. So really, you can be top of mind whenever and wherever your audience is. And I've got a stat here. Customers who engage with companies over multiple channels typically have a 30% higher lifetime value. So if you're able to communicate throughout the entire journey on each channel, giving them what they need, you're going to start increasing your overall lifetime value. So what does this look like in action? Now, if you take the content framework that I just went through, those 30 ideas, it's possible to be everywhere with the right systems in place. So let's say you take the idea of how to pinpoint your ideal customer and shoot a quick 5 to 10 minute video from it. You can then post that to YouTube. Then you can transcribe that video and turn it into a blog post. There's nothing new going on here. These are just how it all works in action, okay? You can then create an email from that content to promote the video and the blog post. You can develop a lead magnet, maybe a checklist or a guide that complements the content that you're talking about in those content pieces. And then you can spin short clips from that 5 to 10 minute video for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, really you name it. One piece of content now allows you to be omnipresent. And if you can set up a workflow, you'll be able to do this efficiently. You'll be able to capture your audience's attention in various ways when they're ready for it, rather than just in this one big 10-minute video, because you want to be responsible with people's time. So here's my rules for omnipresence. So to build this kind of strategy out, you want to be responsible for your audience's attention. You want to use the right channels for the right message. So micro lessons like we're doing right now, they're good for people that want to get involved, engage more, but short clips, like 30 seconds, it's like that elevator test. Get them to start engaging with that with the first time they meet you, and you kind of grow it over time by introducing things like webinars, listening to podcast episodes, reading longer blog posts, reading ebooks, things like that. And then, you want to leverage the data as you are building out this content, because numbers inform the narrative. So if you've got numbers to support your position, it's got more credibility behind it, and you can start looking at more data to guide other ideas for content creation. Whew. And then, as I was saying to Rick before we jumped on, it is really hot here today, so I'm a little sweaty. But anyways, you also want to engage throughout the customer journey. So just posting the content is one piece. Start having thoughtful, meaningful conversations with people. If they're commenting on your content, get out there and reply to it. Give them some more value. Introduce new insights that they might not have gotten in that content, or ask them what they got from that content. Okay. Now, let's dive into the actual content engine and building that out. So what is the content engine? Well, I want you to imagine taking that one piece of content, that video, dropping it into a Google Drive folder, and then that automatically goes through a process and generates multiple blog posts, maybe captions for TikTok, splits your videos up into different formats, drafts LinkedIn posts, all that kind of stuff. It's like having this database that manages but also automates the repurposing of your content into various formats. So we are using something similar at Growth right now. It's a very simple idea, but it can be very powerful. And as I said, you just input one piece of content and then the engine starts to work its magic. So this is an earlier version. I'll bring up another screen here that gives a bit more context. Whoops. Sorry, this full screen thing is giving me an issue. Oops. Let me just pull up another screen here. All right. There we go. So this is the more realistic version of what we broke out to. So we have our podcast, we have these micro lessons, and we put them into a Google Drive folder, which then uses a tool called Airtable, and it updates a record in there saying, hey, we've got this video or this audio clip, and then it starts processing it. If it's a video file, it will convert it to an audio file, and then it hits OpenAI's Whisper and transcribes it, and then updates the OpenAI Airtable record. It'll then generate a number of blog posts. We usually generate about 8 posts per piece of content that we put in there. Anything from bottom of the funnel to top of the funnel to linkable assets, which then gets handed off to a content editor who makes sure that everything is good and adds images, beefs up whatever that draft is, because this is an iterative approach. It's never here it's done. And then it'll actually send out and push to generating captions for memes, generating captions for TikTok videos, etc. And oops. Where was it? All right. So inside of Airtable, this is what the system sort of looks like as well. So video gets uploaded into Google Drive, logs it in here, and basically what we're determining is what kind of video is this? Is it a long form, short form? Saves where it is inside of Google Drive. It transcribes it. So as you can see here, we have some copy for the transcription of the video. And then we're able to take it and continue to take action from there. So what that looks like from an automation perspective is this screen here, where basically exactly as I explained it, Google Drive, processed Airtable, a bunch of stuff on Google Drive, copying and moving stuff around, processing through ChatGPT, and so on. And then you could take this actually a step further, where you could bring in your productivity tools like ClickUp or Asana and Slack, set notifications when things are ready for people, approval processes, so on and so forth. And that's really kind of what's going on this screen. Now, I'm going to take you through a quick little fun exercise. You know, if you want to generate some fun memes and things like that, this is a prompt that we use. So basically you have your transcript, you just throw that in that box there, and then have it generate several memes. So let's look at that in a real life scenario. Yeah, go ahead.
Rich, may I interrupt for a second? I think you're sharing your screen with the notes. Do you want to switch that to full screen
Oh,
so the people
yeah.
can see a little bit better?
Sorry about that. There we go.
There we go.
So we'll do a real life example here. And let me just pull it up. There. Okay, so we've got a transcript from a video, and we're just going to run, and here are what it's going to do. So we've got the Lime graphic, when clients expect miracles with a limited budget. Why can't I hold on to all these unrealistic expectations? And I'll just show you the next slide here. So this is kind of what you can start to generate from that in just a short few minutes. And we use a product called Image Flip, where you can just go in there and paste those pieces of copy out. All right. That's what I got there, Ricky.
That's fantastic, man. Thanks. The Riverside can be a little bit of a annoying, by the way, people that haven't used it with screen sharing, but that was fantastic. And I think one thing I do want to add is obviously, you know, Rich and I, we work together here at Growth. He's the leader of our team, of our marketing community team. And before Rich joined, I would do these micro lessons without actually having a marketing engine or content engine in the back of it. And work that would usually take me like 3 days, 4 days to put together. Now we can build that way quicker. We have lessons done for almost the rest of the year, and that's just because we've been able to use the right automation. So really, really important. It's a lifesaver. We live it. We use it every single day. We do have a couple slides in here. If you guys do want to get in touch, chat with us, chat with Rich a little bit more about how he's built it all. You can use that QR code. Also, Rich, if you can go to that next slide.
Yeah.
Please, if you guys like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have all of our micro lessons on there. This lesson will be on there, although everybody that's here will also be getting the replay sent to you by email on Monday, no later than that. But we have a lot of shorts, different lessons, our podcasts, all kinds of how-to tutorials. Great resource for everybody. And beyond that, we also have, of course, our community, which is the Redwood Grove, my baby. You can find me in there. You can find Rich in there. And dozens of other professionals in the GTM space that we chat around every day. We have some friendly debates going on, some polls. It's a fun place to be, lots of things to learn. So if you guys are interested, scan out that QR code and join us.